Question here from a Trucking Wins member. It says, I have a question about the ELD exemptions for the 150 air mile radius. We are currently operating only within 150 air miles with multiple locations within that radius. They have 2 trucks. They have a truck base at a location and they have a truck base at another location. Our customers have many locations within 150 air mile radius, all within the state. It gives me the customer locations and it says, to keep our customers' demand for our company to be profitable, the ELD is tough to follow and getting in our way. So let's talk about this. The 150 air mile radius. There are 5 questions you need to ask the driver every day. Question number 1. Wherever you report to work, do you leave work all day and come back to the same spot and get released within 14 hours? I'll say it again. Report to work, go, come back, go home within 14 hours. That's question number 1. Number 2, do you stay within 150 air miles of that location? So 150 air miles is equivalent to 172.6 statute miles. That would be address to address. So if you put in the Google address where you reported to work, you put in the Google address the furthest location you went today, it's 161 miles on Google Maps. That's less than 172.6. You're within the 150 air miles. So leave and return, go home within 14 hours today. Stay within the 150 air miles, 172.6 statute miles. Take 10 hours off between your shift. Take 10 hours off between your shift. Don't drive more than 11 hours in that 14-hour period, and then have true and accurate time records. Show time start, time finish, total hours worked. If you as a driver ask those 5 questions and answer them properly on that given day, you don't need a logbook for that day. In a 30-day period, if you answer those correctly, the majority of the time, and when I say the majority of the time, I mean no more than 8 days, no more than 8 days in a 30-day period do you answer them wrong. If you answer those wrong on a given day, you need a paper log and a paper log and a paper log. But as long as you keep it 8 days or less in a 30, you use paper logs for the day you don't answer those 5 questions right. But for the days you do, you don't need a paper log or an ELD. You just need that time card showing time start, time finish, total hours. He's telling me that based on these 2 locations where you start, as long as you leave and return to the same spot, go home within 14 hours, you stay in the circle, you get 10 hours off, you don't drive more than 11, and you're keeping track of your time, if these 2 drivers never answer those wrong, then they never needed a logbook and they never need an ELD. However, it says the ELD is holding us up. The 150 exemption exempts you from an ELD and a paper log. You're still subject to the 11 hours, the 14 hours, your 70. You do not need a 30-minute break if you're exempt under the 150 though. But you're still subject to the 70 as well. So you still have some hours of service considerations, but you don't have all the duty status changes because you only have to capture time start, time finish, total hours worked. So to answer this question here, it's pretty simple, TJ, right? Answer those 5 questions right every single day for all your drivers, and you're exempt from a logbook, you're exempt from an ELD. Now, you did say that all those locations are within North Carolina. You can actually use the 150 air mile radius exemption crossing state lines. So if you have to dip into South Carolina a little bit, it's still legal to use the 150. Where I'm from, out here in Burlington, Kenosha, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Chicago area, we got 150 air mile radius companies that stay within the greater 150 air miles, specifically intermodal companies that go down to the Chicago rail yard, come up to Milwaukee, Milwaukee back to the Chicago rail yard. They just do that all day long, and it's within the 150 air miles, and they answer all the other questions. Are they crossing state lines? Sure. Do they qualify for the 150 crossing state lines? Absolutely. You'll be excited to hear that just posted a video today, because I'm recording it right after this, of the 150 air mile radius exemption for CDL drivers and the 150 air mile radius exemption for non-CDL drivers. Check out Trucking Wins. Those are the next videos to be posted.